Assalamu alaikum. This is Sada Future Architect Wali, and today I'm going to share a review of an important idea about education and how technology is changing the way students learn around the world. This idea was given by Delphi Collar in her TED Talk about what we're learning from online education. The main message is simple: education should no longer be one size fits all. Every student is different. Some students already know basic concepts and need advanced material. Some students need extra support before they can move forward. And some students are interested in going deeper into specific topics. So instead of teaching everyone in the same way, education should become more personalized, where students can learn according to their own level, speed, and interest. Now, traditionally in classrooms, learning happens through lectures. The teacher speaks and students listen. But research shows that students do not learn effectively just by sitting and listening passively. Real learning happens when students actively engage with the material. It means students need to practice what they learn, not just what they watch or hear it. One of the most powerful methods mentioned is called retrieval practice. This means students try to remember what they have learned instead of just rereading or rewatching it. Even simple exercises where students recall answers and significantly improve long term learning outcomes. Because of this idea, modern online learning platforms are designed differently. Instead of just playing videos continuously, these systems pause every few minutes and ask students questions. For example, a video may explain a concept, then suddenly stop and ask the student to answer a question. The student must respond before continuing. This ensures that the student is actually paying attention and understanding the topic. In a normal classroom where a teacher asks a question, only a few students respond. Some students are distracted, some are thinking about other things, and only a small number actually participate. But in an online system, every single student must respond, which increases engagement and learning for everyone. Another big challenge in education is grading. When thousands of students enroll in a course, it becomes impossible for teachers to manually check every assignment. To solve this, technology is used. Now systems can automatically grade MCQs, short answers, mathematical problems, or programming assignments. For example, in programming courses, students write code directly in a browser. The system checks their answer immediately and tells them whether it's correct or not. If it's wrong, the student can try again and improve. This instant feedback is very important because students learn better when they can correct their mistakes immediately. However, not all types of learning can be easily graded by computers. Subjects like literature, philosophy, and social sciences, all these subjects require deep thinking and written explanations. For these, another solution is used called peer grading. In peer grading, students evaluate each other's work. Surprisingly, research shows that students can often give very accurate grades, similar to teachers. especially when the system is properly designed. Even self grading can be effective when students are motivated correctly. This approach helps students learn better because when they review other students' work, they also improve their own understanding. Another powerful feature of online learning is the creation of global student community. Students from all over the world join the same course and interact with each other. This is the most favorite part of mine. They ask questions in forums and other students answer them. Because there are so many students across different time zones, someone is almost always available to help, and in some cases the average response time to a question is less than 30 minutes, and it's faster than traditional classroom support. Students also form study groups on their own. Some groups meet regularly and discuss topics together. This creates Students also form study groups of their own. Some groups meet physically based on location, while others connect online based on language or interest. This creates a strong learning community that goes beyond borders. Another important benefit of online learning is data. These platforms collect huge amounts of information, such as what students click, where they make mistakes, and how they progress. This data helps educators understand how students learn and where they struggle. Instead of guessing, teachers can now make decisions based on real evidence. For example, if a thousands of students make the same mistake, the system can identify that pattern. Teachers can create special explanations or feedback for that exact problem. This makes learning more personalized and effective. Now, there is also a famous concept called the Two Sigma problem. It's introduced by education researcher Benjamin Bloom. He compared three learning methods: traditional classroom learning, mastery based learning, and one on one tutoring. The result showed that students with personal tutoring perform about two standard deviations better than those in normal classroom. This is a huge difference. The problem is that tutoring is too expensive to provide for every student. But technology offers a possible solution. With computers and smartphones, we can try to bring personalized learning to millions of students at low cost. Computers can repeat lessons as many times as needed. Computers never get tired. Computers give instant feedback. Computers adapt to each student's level. This means we can move closer to the benefits of personal tutoring on a large scale. Some people worry that universities may become outdated because of online learning, but the reality is that the problem is not universities themselves. The problem is the traditional lecture based method. If teaching only means talking at students, it becomes ineffective. But universities can improve by focusing more on active learning, where students participate, solve problems, and interact with teachers. Another research shows that active learning improves engagement and attendance and performance, and even double learning outcome in some cases. So the future of education is not about replacing teachers or universities. It's about changing how teaching is done. The final message is was very powerful. If we can provide a high quality education to everyone in the world for free, three major things can happen. First, education becomes a basic human right, accessible to everyone with internet and connection. Second, people can continue learning throughout their lives, not just in school or college. Learning becomes lifelong. And third, it opens the door to massive innovation. Talent is not limited to big cities or rich countries. It exists everywhere. Maybe the next great scientist or inventor is living in a small village somewhere. If they get access to education, they can change the world. To conclude, this idea shows that technology is not replacing education, it's transforming it. The future of learning is more interactive, more personalized, more global, and more powerful than ever before. The context of Pakistan, this idea becomes even more important. We know that millions of students do not have equal access to quality education, especially in remote or rural areas. Many students depend only on traditional classrooms where resources are limited and teaching methods are often outdated. But with technology and online learning platforms, we now have an opportunity to change this situation. A student sitting in a small village in Sindh or Balochistan can access the same quality lectures and learning materials as a student in a top university in a big city. Can help reduce the education gap in our country. It can also support students who cannot afford expensive coaching or private tutoring. However, it also depends on one important factor: internet access and digital literacy. If we want to truly benefit from the system, we need to improve internet availability and train students and teachers to use digital tools effectively. So, in Pakistan's context, this is not just about education improvement, it's about educational equality and opportunity for all. Thank you.